let's start at verse 1. You guys all there? Okay, ready? Should I wait for Marissa?
Yeah.
Hey man, how are you guys doing?
Good.
That makes sense? Is that hitting home? Uplifting way?
Mm-hmm.
See, the ministry,
Just giggles.
you know, even, and this is what the ministry is supposed to do it is always supposed to edify. Even if it cuts. But the cutting is supposed to be edifying. It's supposed to be a word of life. It's supposed to never be condemning, never be judgmental, because all those parts come from the goats, the ego, and it's a place we can get to. Paul said, "I don't judge no one by the flesh." Right?
Mm-hmm.
Remember that scripture?
Right.
I judge no man after the flesh. Henceforth, I don't even judge. Is that the word? Judge Jesus by the flesh. When he said that, he's made such a statement that is earth-shattering in the religious order that the Apostle Paul made. Because what he's saying, he gave no power to even Jesus' former ministry. Because I don't know him by the flesh. Because he didn't personally.
Mm-hmm.
But he said, I know all men by the Spirit, right? And then John follows it up in 1 John and says, hence, he says, we are the sons of God. It does not yet appear what we shall be, but we shall be like him, as he is now. Right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So,
Yes.
it's a change. Because in our Christian walk, in the different understanding that we have on that, we always want to magnify Jesus' natural earthly 3.5-year ministry and look at him in the flesh. When really he was trying to say, I'm showing you what you guys can do within yourselves. That what I am, you can be. You know, what I am, you can be. You can walk in the same realm of understanding. That where I am, there may be you also. Meaning, in the realm of my understanding, there you can be also. Like a mystic.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody said, will go, oh, you can't be saying mystic. That's wrong. When you break down the word, it's not wrong. Doesn't it? That last week we got into it. Doesn't the scripture say that it was unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom?
Mm-hmm.
What is a mystic? He's a holder of the mysteries.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So Apostle Paul and Jesus would be a mystic.
Mm-hmm.
They have understandings of mysteries.
Mm-hmm.
So guess what you have understandings of now?
The mysteries.
So really you're mystic. It comes from the word mysterious. It comes from the word, mystery is what? Something that's hidden, right? Yeah, a mystery novel is something you have to find out what happened. In there's the hidden agenda, or the hidden truth in the mystery. Jesus said, remember on Sunday, he even told them it's for you to know the mysteries of the kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
But for some others, it's not for them to know. They have ears they don't hear, and they have eyes they don't see. I actually made it so they can't see. But for you, it's to you to know. Verse 21 and 21. After these things, Jesus showed himself again to the disciples at the Sea of Tiberias. And on this wise showed he himself. There were together Simon Peter, Thomas called Didymus, and Nathanael of Cana in Galilee, the sons of Zebedee, and 2 other of the disciples. Simon Peter saith unto him, I go fishing. They say unto him, we also go with thee. They went forth and entered into a ship immediately, and that night they caught nothing. And remember this. They went fishing. What is Peter's profession?
Fisherman.
He's a fisherman, so he knows how to do this. That's why they got up with him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Peter's a good fisherman. That's his profession. That's his trade. And all the other disciples that were with him, that went with him, Peter knows what he's doing. We'll go with him in the night, the night fish. See, Peter went fishing in his darkness. It wasn't about the natural knowing how to go catch fish. It was representing that he went out amongst humanity, because the ocean and the sea will mean humanity. And what you need, that's what the fish represented, was in the humanity of people, you need to get the fish out of them. Because in the water is the, what? The fish, right? In you is the Christ, in your humanity. So what did Peter do? Was he went fishing, and it said at nighttime, right? Does it say night? It's distinguished at nighttime. He went fishing in the realm of the Spirit, but in his darkness, no understanding. And they followed. They followed. And they caught nothing. So when the morning was come, Jesus stood on the shore, but the disciples knew not that it was him. It was Jesus. Jesus saith unto them, Children, have ye any meat? Notice this. Morning came, which represents the day, light. He shows up again, but they don't recognize him in the light. Right? They're not recognizing him even in the light of the morning. And when the morning comes, sometimes that's the brightest light when it hits your eyes, when that first light starts to hit, and the brightness of it early in the morning, right? Very bright, because you're so used to having those hours of darkness. So the brightness is just glaring when the sun rises. So even though he's there on the shore, they don't recognize him, even though the day is came into bloom. But he said unto them, notice, Children, have ye any meat? Notice that. Children, have ye any meat? Immaturity. He knew the answer, because children don't have meat. Because remember, in the earlier time, what did he tell them? He says, I eat of meat you know not of. And they're like, man, did somebody bring Jesus a pot roast that we don't know about? But he wasn't talking about natural meat. Right? They answered and said, No. He said unto them, Cast the net on the right side of the ship, and ye shall find. Think about that. Now, I'm not a fisherman, but I imagine when Peter cast on the left, he knew what he was doing. Am I wrong? Right there? Keith, do you know it, Rob?
Might have been the way the rigging of the boat was.
So there's not just a formula to do it on the left. I don't know. I'm just asking. But they cast it on the left side, right? Went out the night. Isn't that what it says? And he tells them when day comes to cast it on the right. See, when you're in your darkness, it will always be the thoughts of your left. The goats. It really wasn't a lesson how to catch fish. It was a lesson, a spiritual lesson. You went out fishing at night. You were in your darkness. Now day came. You're still in your darkness, but I'm going to give you some instruction because you don't have meat. Still don't have meat. You can't catch meat in the dark because darkness can't comprehend the light, right? That's what happened in Genesis, and even says in John that it says the light came and darkness comprehended it not. So in darkness can't comprehend the things of the light. There's a lot of darkness out there. You know, the reality is we can step into church on any given Sunday and step in there and you can hear a message and it's dark when you realize what the light is.